sunrise, new day's dawning, and it's calling you and me. Where the mighty Mississippi flows by Memphis, Tennessee. We've got woodlands, fields, and water. Hey, there is no better way. You can find out all about it on Outdoors with Larry Ray. Make some time, take the family, ask a friend, but don't delay. Listen up and learn about it all. Outdoors with Larry Ray. Listen up and learn about it all. Outdoors with Larry Ray.
Good Saturday morning and welcome to another edition of the award-winning Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790 AM. Brought to you proudly by Tennessee Wildlife Resource Agency, Barton Power Sports, Sportsman's Warehouse, and Best Care Home Services. Now, here's your host, Larry Ray.
Okay, welcome back. And we have decided that since this is a 16th anniversary show, that we're going to extend it 15 minutes. We're going to 7:45 this morning. There you go.
They don't get a bonus.
Yeah, and so we're gonna add a little bit to it, but probably could use the whole rest of the show talking to the next two guests because I'm really excited. We've been talking about the Scholastic Clay Target Program and how a lot of Tennessee youth, even as young as sixth graders, have participated in Columbus, Ohio recently and did very well. And so now we're just going to kind of move into the same kind of sport in a way, but we're going to talk about the USA Shooting National Championship for Rifle and Pistol, an event that was held recently in Fort Benning, Georgia. And a lot of us are familiar with Fort Benning, Georgia. Some of us have been there, and some of us have been through there. But we're really happy to have not only Will Brown, the 2016 Olympian, but also his mom, Susan, with us on Outdoors with Larry Ray. Good morning.
Good morning.
How y'all doing? I know it's early in Twin Falls, Idaho, but Susan told me that you're up with the chickens, right, Susan?
Yeah. Yes.
No, Will answered that before you did. So, I mean, it's but I appreciate both of you being on. I've watched video, Will, of your competition and what you've done, and this is kind of remarkable because this is the first time, if I'm not right, from my good friends at the USA Shooting, that a mother and son have made the national team. So, Susan, kind of walk us through this because I know Will's been doing this for a while, but you haven't been doing it as long as Will. So kind of explain how this all developed.
Well, let's see. Will moved down to the Olympic Training Center in 2010, and then he came home for Christmas, and I said, I'd like to go try and shoot. And so he took me down to the range and let me shoot a little bit, and that was kind of history. Then I said, I think I want one of those guns. And so fire back from Germany next time he went. So that was kind of how it started. So back in 2011.
Well, what was it like, Will, teaching your mom?
He
Come on.
He didn't.
Come on.
I didn't have to do too much coaching, but basically just teach the basics, and then she kind of picked it up from there.
What does now? I know teaching your mom, and I know your dad shoots, Dan. Your brother shoots. This is the shooting family, and I know you live in an area that is a beautiful part of the world out in Twin Falls. I've been there, been all that area, been through Boise and all up in Idaho. Is one of my favorite places to go visit. How did you get started? And talk a little bit about the advancement you've been able to do, and also a little bit about the advancement of the sport itself.
So I just, our family always hunted and shot recreationally. And there's a little indoor range here in town that we used to go to. My dad used to take us every once in a while when we were kids. And one evening, my dad and I were down there and just happened to meet a guy that had moved to town from Kansas, and he coached a junior rifle team down there.
Uh-huh.
So when he moved up here, he had a bunch of gear that he brought with him. And so he just kind of approached us when we were down there one night and asked if I wanted to try shooting this international air rifle. And I like to shoot, so I said yes. And the next week he came down and brought a rifle with him, and I picked it up pretty quick. And so then we started shooting some of the matches that were just here in the state, and then kind of went to shooting some of the NRA national matches, and then kind of started shooting the USA shooting stuff, and when I met another guy in Blackfoot, Idaho, and he's the one that got me started shooting pistol as well. And then in 2009, I believe it was the first time I won the National Junior Olympics for pistol, and then I won it the next 3 years after that too. And then in 2010, I made the national team.
Then, of course, I'm looking at your resume here, and Susan, I don't know if you have frequent flyers miles or anything like that, but when you were, he's been to Bangkok, he's been to Rio, he's been to Munich. I'm not sure where Gabala is, but
it's Azerbaijan.
well, I know where Fort Benning is. That's for sure. But to go into these things and Will, to look around and, you know, all these competitors out there, and you see this familiar face, Mom. Now, who gets nervous here, Susan, when you're shooting or when you're watching Will shoot?
Well, you know, I don't really watch them shoot very much. Well, I might go watch the end of their matches, but yeah, I get a little bit nervous, and it seems like if I go watch them shoot a final or something, then if I have to shoot right after, then I'm all nerved up.
Oh, yeah.
I can imagine that. Again, we're talking to Susan Brown and her son, Will. You guys are known, can I use this on the air, the Brown Cartel? Is that?
Oh, yeah. Well, no, that Brenda Silva just came up with that. That's kind of cute. She was sending me a Facebook and kind of threw that out there, so...
So now you're part of this, and so the first mother and son to become teammates on the USA shooting national team, and is that? I've watched the video of this thing. This has happened real quick. Will the rifle? Or that's a. It looks like something a bounty hunter would have. Explain what you're shooting.
So the rifles and the pistols are both air guns, and we shoot 22 events as well. But they're kind of
customized.
Yeah, they're pretty customized. So the pistols, we have custom grips on them that are ergonomically fit to your hand, custom fit. And then, but after that, they aren't super fancy. They're like a souped up Red Ryder, but
a souped up Red Ryder. Now I know my friends at Daisy would love to hear that. You know, so
I mean, they're still just air guns, but they're pretty fancy air guns. So,
what does one of those things cost?
In the U.S., it depends on the brand you buy. For a new one, it's probably anywhere between $1,800 and $2,500.
Wow. Okay. And you're serious about this now. When Will Brown was growing up, is this what you expected to be doing when you're what are you 25 now or something like that?
Yeah,
or?
Yeah, 25.
Yeah. So does this blow your mind, Will? Where this sport is taking you, and what's down the road for you?
it's I guess I've been doing it for so long. It's kind of just old hat to me now.
Old hat.
Oh,
Yeah. Go
at 25.
at 25. Yeah, old hat,
Yeah.
Susan. And I know your other son Wyatt. He's into the sport too, but he's gone off in a different direction with a real life, I guess. And
Yeah, I think, both the boys kind of are getting on with their lives, and Wyatt's a real estate agent in Boise, and so he shoots a little bit, and he kind of helps a couple young shooters out there by helping them, giving them a little bit of coaching now and then. So.
what about Will? Let's talk about Rio. How did Rio go? I mean, is that and are you looking forward to 2020?
Rio was pretty fun. It's pretty, the Olympics are so big, but you just can't really fathom it until you actually get there and see it in person. And it was probably my results definitely weren't the best I've ever put out there, but the match was it was one of the most fun matches I've ever shot.
Really? Okay. Yeah.
And it was really a pretty good experience all the way around.
Well, what's next for you?
Right now, I'm kind of undecided.
You are? Okay.
I'm kind of enjoying taking a little bit of a break right now.
Uh-huh.
We don't really have another selection match or anything like that until December. So I'm kind of taking a little time off and working hopefully towards starting my own business, and so it's kind of focused on that right now.
All right, you're not looking to 2020?
I haven't decided.
I understand that. You're 25 years old. It's a life, right? I mean, you've been doing this since you were how old?
I started when I was about 14, I think.
Okay, so you've been doing it over 10 years. It's it's time for other things. Well, we really appreciate both of y'all, Will and Susan, for being with us on Outdoors with Larry Ray here in Memphis, Tennessee. I'm sure you never thought you'd be talking to someone in Memphis, Tennessee about air rifles, right? So, well, you both did a great job. We will have this posted on my website later this afternoon. So look for lroutdoors.com, and I'll send you guys a copy of the segment, and look forward to talking to you again down the road, okay?
All right, thanks for having us.
All right, now y'all can go feed the chickens now. All right, so that's the way it goes. All right, have a good day. All right, let's take a break. We have a surprise guest in studio. He brought in something that somebody
Krispy Kreme.
Oh, Krispy Kreme. We'll be right back on Outdoors with Larry Ray.
Out all about it on Outdoors with Larry.